Welcome to this Rise of Flight video. As a Rise of Flight player, I have found myself many times in the scenario where there's a head-to-head approach between two opponents. And of course, the urge is there to keep the enemy into your sight, into your crosshairs, and just keep on pulling the trigger, flying in a straight line, and both pilots have the same idea, and this doesn't end up too good for any of the pilots. There's a very low chance of getting out of that straight line head-to-head approach without being damaged, your pilot wounded, or both pilots ending up in a head-to-head crash. With a displacement roll approach, not only will you stay out of the enemy's crosshairs, you will end up on his 6 almost every time, especially if he doesn't expect this move. Now let me quickly show you what it looks like from inside the cockpit. There you can see the enemy approaching, and see what happens now. See how he misses with the firing solution, and see where I end up. And I caught him by surprise, so he's totally too late to turn into me, and I've got the best position here, definitely. And you can shoot him to pieces here. Shred him up all the way. Just keep on the 6 and keep on firing those guns. Yes, working well. Okay, that you should avoid, of course. But it shows the principle. Now let's look at this again from an external perspective. Drawing him to the left, going over his firing solution. Very difficult to get a firing solution on me. In the following segment, I'm fighting against a real human pilot, an ace in a camel, and I will demonstrate this step by step. Timing the maneuver is critical. In the faster planes, DR1 and Camel for instance, you can start this maneuver when you approach a separation distance of almost 60 meters. At this distance I bank a little bit to the left, dropping the nose a little bit below the horizon to pick up speed. Now this is actually a very clever part of the move, because this will draw the opponent to turn to his right to try and follow your flight path, as he thinks that you are turning to the left, and that's what you want, because in the next part of the move you will be turning right to your right and upwards, which is easy for you in a rotary engine with a rotary effect. It's easier and quicker to turn to your right and as to turn to the left. In a head-on approach, I have found that most opponents will start firing at a distance from about 40 meters. Now pull up the nose and start a slow to medium speed barrel roll to the right, high enough above the firing line of the opponent. For the opponent, the next part of the move is not so easy, because he has to now turn from a right banked position up into a left turn and upwards to try and follow your flight path, which is a bit more difficult and slower for a rotary engine, and this will put him in a slower turn position as well. This will contribute towards the whole move. His bullets went right underneath me, but you can see him in the left turned left banked position there and pulling upwards, but totally too late, because I have already completed my rollover. Because the displacement roll has effectively reduced your forward speed while the opponent is still moving in a straight line at full speed, your turning rate will be much faster than his, and you will see now that you will be able to turn into the opponent And with a little bit of practice, you will find that this maneuver works almost like clockwork every time. You become the hunter and the opponent becomes the prey. Now I will show you that this move can actually be performed in any plane, like in this Eindecker. You have to adjust your distances for slower planes, bring it a bit closer. And you will see that I only started turning to the left at about 40 meters and pulling up and right at about 30 meters. But as you can see, same result. I become the hunter again. Now in this DVA against the Newport, you will see the same thing happening. There I go. And you can see him shooting underneath me, missing. And I turn in on this Newport 17. But this is a proficient pilot, so this will be a little bit more difficult to complete this fight. But I do have the turn rate advantage here. And I still have my energy. It will just take some time. And there. Again, this move has put me in the advantageous position. Not an easy enemy, this. But you can see the effect of the correct approach. Now let me demonstrate this in a mixed plane map set with two DR1s. Now again you will see how my left turn will lure the opponent to go into a right turn, and I can just follow on E6. Now using the DVA against the Newport 17 example again, let's look at it from the enemy's perspective. See him firing there at me, but it's difficult to get a hit on me due to the diagonal loop over him, and he will lose energy in that left upwards turn. And again from another angle. See him misses the shots there. Going over, he's pulling up to the left and up, and lost all his energy in that move. Well, thank you. I hope you've enjoyed this video and that you can put it to good use.